Hello. I would like to do a moment of inspiration, and I would like to read a verse, Mark 4:36 through 41. And this, we're talking storms, and whether it's a storm on the water or just a storm in our life, I think this applies. I'll start. Leaving the crowd, they took him along with them in the boat, just as he was, and other boats were with him. And there arose a fierce gale of wind, and the waves were breaking over the boat so much the boat was already filling up. Jesus himself was in the stern, asleep on a cushion, and they woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And he got up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Hush, be still." And the wind died down, and it became perfectly calm. And he said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They became much afraid and said one to another, "Who then is this? Even the wind and sea obey him." Now, when I read this and I think about it, here it was two things that they was really afraid of. One obviously was a storm. And as I said earlier, it doesn't have to be a storm on the sea. It can be any storm in our life. And how do we apply this to faith? The second thing they was afraid of was, who is this person that can calm the sea and still the wind? And now you would think that these disciples with him would have realized now that he was just not an ordinary man, that he was something special. But as he asked them, "Do you still have no faith?" So instead of faith, their heart was filled with fear of the sea, of the weather, and then of Jesus himself, who they didn't understand even at this point. So my question is to me and to you, do we know who Christ is? Do we understand who Christ is and his authority? So, and do we understand the faith? Because if you have faith in our hearts, then there is no room for fear. Because faith and fear contradict each other. So when I start having fear, when storms are hitting, then I have to stop and reassess and think, well, now why do I have fear? Why is my heart not full of faith? This is when I have to refocus on God and get back to the Bible, to the Word, and to realize that Christ is who he said he is. He is the Son of God. He is the Creator. Once I get this back in my mind and in my heart, then fear leaves. So whenever storms hit of any kind, I think we just have to refocus on who God is, what God can do, and get rid of our fear by filling ourselves with faith. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me.